Hello, beautiful souls. I am Awakened Soul, and this video is dedicated to the Wolf Pack, to Waters Above, and to our community. I love you guys, and I hope you enjoy the show.
You taught me the courage of stars before you left. How light carries on endlessly, even after death, with sureness of breath. You explain the infinite, how rare and beautiful it is to even exist. I couldn't help but ask you to say it all again. the shortness of breath. I'll explain the infinite, how rare and beautiful it truly is that we exist.
And that's how I do my charting. So right now I am looking at a range. I am looking at a 1 hour trend line, possibly break to the upside. If we break this high, we'll create a higher low. That's where I would enter my long and continue to the upside. It looks pretty bullish at this time. And I do have a 1 hour target at 1674. And of course, if it crosses to the downside, we'll see it crossing down. And yeah, with this 4 hour trend line, that will hold as support. Okay. Any questions? So that's how I do my charting, right? And what I want to teach to you guys, how easy it could be, right? When I start in the weekly, I go down all the time frames. I start in the monthly. And the reason I do that is to see the flow. I like to see where it's headed.
I feel like if you're to erase everything, right, and even changing the candlesticks to a line chart, you'll see that there's a flow. You'll see that there's no ups and downs. It's just waves. So once you understand that and you know, like for me, I start in the higher time frame, I'm able to see where the next flow is headed to based on that. Market structure is a cycle that repeats. It's really important to understand that too, that every chart you could look into any chart just walking in and know that you're in a certain section, right? You're always going to have a contraction phase. You're always going to have a trend phase, trend moving up. You're going to have a contraction phase, trend coming down, contraction phase, trend going up, contraction phase. So by you knowing where you're at in the charts, you'll be able to know, okay, am I in a contraction phase? Am I in a trend phase? Right now, with this huge contraction phase being broke, even being in a trend down, you could play this 50% retracement right from the drop to the bottom, right? So I think the biggest key here is that you're not going to catch every move, and you don't have to catch every move. The biggest thing is to understand, come into the charts, erase everything you drawn. Of course, I have multiple, charts, but I have my scalping chart here, and I have a couple of them. And when I come in, I do my trend lines. I start from the monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hours, like I showed you. And then I set up my trades. But really, I think this is golden for anyone that is trading, is the 4 hours. The 4 hours trend lines. When you set 4 hour trend lines, there's what I call a Joe target. He's my mentor, the man that taught me this strategy. So just by wick to wick, right, you're setting 4 hour trend lines. And before, I guess I said, I want you to see something really quick. So this is a trend up. So we came up, then right here, we came down, and then we're headed up, right? Then we're coming down, right? Price action is key. I do use 12 and 26 EMAs. So if price action is above my 12 and my 26, I only consider, I don't say I only, but I consider taking longs. If price action's below my 12 and the 26, I consider taking shorts because I do trade with the flow. But within the 4 hour, finding those key trend lines are critical because it gives you perfect targets. And how do you see your targets? This is a great example. You have a 1-touch, 2-touch here from this 4 hour trend line, right? What you want to do is look right in between the 2 touch points. Let's see, 1 touch, right? 2 touches, right? So you could use your pivot highs and lows. Love this indicator. And it's going to show me the lowest price action. Within this lowest price action, I put a vertical line, and then I place a target where it intersects, and it will never fail you. Price will always return to this target. Okay, this is an example. It came down, right? It touched twice, and then it came back up. So that is a gem that a lot of people don't know. but if you want to write it down, it's 2 touch points within a price action. Like right here, we have a 1 touch, 2 touches, right? Let me go down to my 1 hour just to get a perfect target. So right here we have 1 touch, 2 touches. This is the highest price action. I will place a vertical line here, and I know price will come back to this point at one time, at a certain time. So this will be a 4-hour bearish target. So this is another example. So we have this major trend line. Let me highlight it. And those are my secrets. 1 touch, 2 touch here. This is the highest peak, 1743. So I'm going to place a vertical line on the highest peak, and then right where it intersects, that's where your target is going to come to. Right here. And it's amazing. It's amazing. It's a beautiful gem to take away from everything that I'm showing you, because within the 4 hour, you can also use it within your 1 hour. And that's how I find my targets. If you saw when I was charting, I was placing vertical lines and horizontal lines to take my targets. And I think that's key, because when you go into a chart, when you go into a trade, you want to know where to get out, right? 4-hour targets are considered swing trades too. If you're going to do a 4-hour swing trade, your leverage, I hear myself echo, but if you're going to do a 4-hour swing trade, your leverage or your liquidation should be so far away the whole area, this whole contraction area. It's really important. So if you're doing scalps, it's critical to set stop losses too. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I could hear echo. Yep. Okay, thank you. So let's talk about, I mean, I have so much information in my head right now. This is the basic thing. Have 4-hour trend lines and 1 touch, 2 touches, like right here, right? Let's go to the 4-hour trend lines. Just looking at this, as you see, price action is below my 12 and my 26. So yes, we're going to have a retrace, of course, and you could play that scalp, but it's safer to wait for the retrace to complete. And I have always taken a retrace, about 50%, it's a good retrace, but there's other methods. And once you see that higher high, lower low, those are 2 great indicators that I use, that I overlap, and it's changed my game too. It's the higher high, lower low indicator. So right now, just viewing it, we have a higher low. So what's going to be next? It's going to be another higher low. How big is this kind of retracement? We don't know, right? But what you could do is follow it with the 1-hour trend line. That's what I usually do. So if we break this resistance here, right? This is a resistance because it keeps bouncing off. If it breaks to resistance, then we'll get a 1-hour bullish target. And remember, even with like my 4-hour strategy, you'll be able to get that 1-hour target based on 1 point, 2 points. This is my lowest price action. And if you're having a hard trouble finding it, pivot highs and low indicator is the best thing ever. So you place your vertical line here, and you place your target right here, and it will come to that point. It's a code, it's an algorithm, and it works. And I have found that, right? So that would be my bullish target if we cross this major trend line. So let's say I want to take a trade right now, right? Because I think that's key with us. Like, we can't focus on the bigger like where is it going tomorrow? What's the daily? Is it going to 12K? Is it going to a million K? Right? We could get lost in, trust me, I could show you TAs that I have gotten lost, but now, you know, in my free time, as I wait for a trade taking place, I will do my other charts here. But just looking at this, we know we're in a downtrend. 4 hours, we're in a downtrend. 1 hour, we're in a downtrend because its price action is below my 12 and my 26 EMA. So for me, what I want to do, I take trades, scalps within the 30 minutes. I know I'm in my downtrend. I go into the 30 minutes here, right? I know this is the hourly resistance trend line. So within the 30 minutes, I'm going to place my support and resistance to form a range. Range trading is key to do scalps for me. Okay, so this will be my range for the day, just coming in right now. This is my 30 minute, this is my range. So pretty much this is how it's going to go. If I get this high that is resistance to me, if it breaks, I'm going to wait for retrace and then continuation to my daily target that I have already set right here. Right? But you need to wait for the retest. So again, that could be a possibility. And if you're a scalper, yes. But if you're trading, and again, the trend is down, I trade with the trend. It's rare when I don't. I still do it, but so what you could do is another vertical line here for the 30 minute, right? You have your range, you have your high, you have your low, right? So what you want to see is confirmation, and RSIs are good for scalping too. Oversold, overbought. I forgot about my RSIs. So if I get confluence of the RSI being at a higher place, you know, that gives me another confluence. Okay, it's good to take a short. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to wait for this 30 minute to break, retrace, and then continue to my lower targets, right? Even 30 minutes though, even 30-minute plays could take, you guys see, even a whole day. So let's go down to the 15-minute. Once you find your 30-minute range, go ahead and get a 15-minute range. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and this is your low for the 15 minutes. Okay, we just created a new high, but this would have been my high for the 15 minutes, right? Oh no, that's not. What if? Okay, let's just go where it is. So this is my range for the 15 minutes. So for me, in 15 minutes, it's getting bullish here as the 12 and the 26 EMA cross. So what I want to see is a nice small pullback here. Oops. In my 15 minutes, I want to see a nice little pullback, giving me a new higher low and entering here, right? And if we don't get that pullback, we see the range is breaking right now. Let it break, wait, be patient, right? One good trade a day makes the day. So if you come into the charts and you see a break, let it break, set your range. So now that it's breaking, it's confirmed break. For us to get follow through, we have to see that break, retest, and then you enter at your new higher low. Where would your stop loss be? Your stop loss should be no more than your previous higher low. Crypto is really volatile. There's a lot of wicks. Before I used to set it right on higher low, and I always get stopped out. But once I see the confirmation, the retrace, you'll be able to, once it starts moving to the upside, you'll be able to confirm your stop loss. And then, you know, follow it with the 5 minute too. The 5 minute will show you, and that's why I love this indicator. I truly recommend if you're trading to get this higher high, lower low. This wick is not done, but it's already printing a new high, right? It's already telling you that it's gonna stop at a certain point here. It might break, it might not break, right? We still have this 1 hour trend line resistance that we have to break to confirm this uptrend. But as you can see, this high that is printing, it's also printed in the 15 minutes. So it could be just a new lower high from the 15 minute. So you need to know where you're at in your trend. So like I said, 4 hours we're bearish, 1 hour we're bearish, 30 minutes we're turning around, but technically we're still bearish because the 12th and the 26th have not crossed. Only in the 15 minutes we are bullish, and we're seeing that cross. We're seeing that break of this hourly resistance moving to the upside, and let it be, you know. And that's the beauty of trading with the flow, that you are at peace just taking that one trade a day, that you're okay compounding your money. You just want to take that one good little trade. It's breaking now, so I do see it just based on this, right? One touch, it broke here, 2 touches. We're going to place a vertical line here. And this is a 5-minute target, and there you go. This will be your first stop if you want to do a really quick scalp. But again, we have to have follow through, because there's a lot of wicks. How do you find your follow through? For me, it has been 15-minute confirmations for 4 hours. It has been, I think, a candle closing above the trend line is critical. So right here in the wheel, if you don't have it, we have the countdown to bar close, right? It's, for me also, it's key to look at the time. Okay, right now we have 3 minutes for this 5-minute candle to close. Be patient, look at the time. Okay, we still got 3 minutes. There's no need to rush. Even though you think it's breaking, it might not break. It might just wick a little bit, tease you, and come right back down, right? So let it break, let it retest. But let's play the 1 minute. Why not? So within the 1 minute, you can also set nice trend lines, right? To the upside. Look at your RSI. Is it oversold, overbought? Right now in the 1 minute, we see that's a little bit overbought, right? So we have a potential to turn around. And let's say you want to come in here, you want to come into the 1 minute. Let's set a range. We have a high print already. So this is going to be right off the bat. It's being rejected or finding that resistance within the daily trend line. So this would be my range in the 1 minute. Let me erase this. So this is my range right off the bat. So I want to see that confirmation break, that retrace, and continue follow through to the upside. And my stop loss would be no more than 1623. That's it. If your trade goes south, you get stopped out quick. There's no reason for you to hold a bad trade at all. That's what it looks like to me right now. And if we roll over, great. Let it roll over in the 1 minute, right? Let it roll over, confirm this support, retrace, and then take the trade here with your stop loss at highs. And another good way to see it, right? Because for me, it's all about your range. I do a lot of charting, but another trick that I've learned that I would love to share. Okay, go on your weekly time frame, set your support and resistance from the previous candle. Check this out, just from the previous candle. So weeklies are orange. Okay, go to your daily, set your support and resistance from previous candle. So this is gonna be our daily resistance that was broken, and right off the back, you're seeing, you're visualizing, okay, so daily has been broken. So let's go ahead. This is our support, this is our resistance. Go to the 4 hour, within the 4 hour now. you want to set support and resistance on your previous candle. And this is for you to find that perfect bullseye, range that you're going to be working with. So this is your support and resistance. So right now we're breaking that resistance to the upside. So now let's go to the 1 hour. Within the 1 hour, right? This is our support and resistance within the previous candle, just focusing on the previous candle here, right? So right here in the 1 hour, you know that it broke the 1 hour resistance to the top. It is fighting that resistance of the 4 hour. So if we break that resistance of the 4 hour, guess what? The resistance of the weekly is next. I'm sorry, guys. So that's another trick that I use. And, right here, you could see, go to the 30 minutes, right? It's finding that resistance. Go to the 15 minutes, turn on your highs, your lows, and see where you're at. Major resistance, like I told, just based on my regular TA, just based on this was the 1 hour resistance here, right? So major resistance, so we break through, that's big right now. It's gonna do something exciting right now, actually. Right, and you can see it squeezing, you can see it just visualizing that she has to make a move either to the upside or to the downside. She's going to make her move, but be patient, wait, go to your lower time frames to get that perfect entry. For me, it's important to get a perfect entry because of leverage, because leverage could liquidate you immediately if you don't set the right stop loss, right? So I'm seeing a lot of resistance here. Go to the 15, go to the 5 minute, go to the 1 minute, right? And again, in the 1 minute, we have our range going on here. So I would feel comfortable shorting once it crosses this low. Once we cross this low, and the trend is down. Don't forget about the trend. I'm big about the trend. Even though it looks a little bullish and we're hitting a lot of resistance. And that's how I visualize everything. There's a lot, right, to learn within technical analysis. But if you just focus on what's playing right now at the time, you will stop getting so lost with all the noise. There's so much noise here. We could go and chart for days of what's going on, but we gotta pinpoint all the way to the 5 minutes. And even if I pinpoint to the 5 minutes, I do my TA like I showed you guys in the beginning, just so I can understand the flow. I understand we're in an uptrend. I understand this is my range. And, I want to see a break. I want to see that confluence to the downside and set that perfect stop loss so I don't get wigged out. So that's a strategy that I've learned. Another thing that I think it's key, I don't know how long I could talk forever, but right, where we're talking about contraction and trend phases, right? It's a cycle that repeats within the markets. And I think it's critical for you to understand every contraction phase will have a pattern, okay? So if you come into this contraction phase, this has a pattern. We figured out this was an even add-on, right? And called that perfect long. This is a trend. Let it do its thing. This is a contraction. Within every contraction, there's gonna be a bull flag. There's gonna be a bear flag. There's gonna be a Wyckoff. There's gonna be Adam and Eve, a megaphone, a rising wedge, or whatnot. So it's important. This is a great example. So if you have not seen my Wyckoff video, I recommend it because it's key. I do a lot of my trading based on Wyckoff trading. This is a trend right here. This is a contraction phase. If you go into the 1 hour, you're gonna be able to see, okay, yeah, you could set some trend lines, but trend lines always break, right? I love my trend lines, but I'm also aware that trend lines always break. I'm not even gonna draw. Why not? Right? I mean, a lot of people were saying, okay, this is a bull flag. We're going to the moon, right? And there you go. Well, there you go. It breaks. So what I've been doing, I use the Wyckoff method. The Wyckoff method. Here it goes. Right? This is an inverted Wyckoff. It is upside down H, ripsaw to the bottom, ripsaw to the top, and we have consolidation. So I knew the trend was coming down, right? And I do have a beautiful video. This is my YouTube. Can you guys see my chart? Oh, my YouTube. I don't know if you could. I hope you could. But under my playlist.
We can see it.
Okay. So
and also when you're done, just make sure to.
I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
When it comes to...
So this is learning different ways to view the Wyckoff pattern. So it's under, I saved it under my playlist under learning technical analysis. And it's gonna blow your mind away, I think so. It's just a different way where how I see the Wyckoff, using it as inverted or as a regular trend. Oops. Let me do this. So yeah, that's that. Yes. So that was my other card I was playing with today. So the Wyckoff has a lot to do. So understand that there's contraction phases, there are trend phases, and try to just focus on those 4-hour trend lines, making those, targets based on the highest point, the lowest point. Oh, another thing, if you're playing retracements, BIP is just getting 50% retracement. Let's say using a fib, let's say this from this high to this low. If it retraces to 50%, you should take your profits and be done with it. There's no need to wait for it to go to the moon or for it to drop, right? This is a nice retracement that we've been looking at with the group here. And we were looking at the point of control being our target, and so, sure enough, it's going there. Another thing, there's points of controls to play with. There's different methods with trading, and I've been blessed to, kind of understand a lot of them. But in the end of the day, for me, has always been to go with the flow, to understand where the trend is going by playing, below the 1226 EMA or playing above the 1226 EMAs. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Any questions? There's so much, I don't even know. What else I can
Do you want to take some questions or do you want to keep going? It's up to you.
I could take some questions. Yes, please ask me anything. I'm also a motivational speaker. I love to peace and love everyone. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help. I love charting. Like I said, charting is such a masculine skill. And I want to, especially to the females that are here, it could be such a beautiful artistic thing for us. And I have found that love, that passion, that peace, right? Because as females, as goddesses, have to be in peace, right? And I just seclude all the noise and just do my artwork, and I just take that beautiful one trade a day and call it a day. So I do want to share that. I do want to share that with all of you females. because we look at the guys and they're like, "Go here, go! It's crazy stuff," and I was like, "Oh my god, where are we going? Like, relax, everybody, relax and breathe." But yeah, if anyone has any questions, go ahead and write them down. Give me 1 second. My laptop's about to die. Sorry. Let me go ahead and get my charger. I'm so bad.
So I just joined. Looks like you guys are doing some TA. What's the consensus here with PA?
When you say, what do you mean exactly?
I'm sorry, what?
When you say consensus, what do you mean exactly? Like,
Just like you guys are charting, right? So where are you guys kind of seeing where price is going? As a group, like what's the consensus as far as where do you guys see price going?
so I'm going to let someone who's been ending the and I'm assuming you're asking short term, right? Because the
Okay,
trend
I'm back.
can change. Oh, okay. So we have a question. So someone was asking about what is your perspective on the current market right now in terms of the trend and where we're heading. I asked him to be a little more specific because if you have questions about overall market, you should always just check out the TA thread. Everyone is always having discussions about where the market outlook is in that moment. But I was asking if he was looking for short term or long term perspective.
Right. So I do have long-term perspectives, and again, they're just perspectives, right? I have a couple of charts here that I've made that I have to update this chart, but I do see a target of 12,000 in the short, and like in September. And the reason I say that, if this is the top, we're finding ourselves to be in a megaphone, and we're looking at the 2-week right now. So if this is the top, right, this is the megaphone that will give us a big drop, and we'll continue to come down here and all the way to and then reverse, right? Of course, that's only a perspective of if this is the top for this uptrend, and big possibility it is. Do I think it is? I think we've have to retrace. I do see this top being a critical top, right? A huge Wyckoff that I see playing off for a reversal. So I do see my charts show me around 12,000 target if this megaphone plays out. And that's the thing, like, if, right? So I hopefully that answer your question. And
what do you think short term?
Okay.
Thank you for
yeah.
that.
Of course, short term, I think this is my short term top. Short term, I would say 4 hours, right? Within 4 hours. Okay, because 4 hours could still, we're talking about even a week of a play within even a 4 hour. So based on my perspective, and right, let me just clean it up here for you guys. A major support was recently broken. I do see that we are retesting that support. This is my support line here. I will highlight it for you. Right, and this right now, what we're playing. So 4-hour supports are super key for me. And what I have noticed within market structures. So this is my 4-hour low. Oh, I thought I charged it.
Doesn't want Awakened Soul to share her stuff.
Sorry, I don't know how my charge is not working. Oh, brother.
Really grateful for everything that you're sharing with us today. I know it's really amazing the insight that you've gathered.
The top dots here. Oh, there it is. Found the reason why. Yay, we're back alive. Okay. So short term, and of course, I always share everything on Twitter, on my YouTube. I do day by day plays. Right, it's the point of compounding. But this is a major resistance that we broke. Yet we still have this resistance that we have to break to confirm this downtrend. I'm looking at this as the retrace of this support and continuation follow through to the downside. Right. Of course, if we go back above this support, we might have a bullish, a continuation of the bullish trend. And that's the thing with me as traders, right? We got to go with the flow. We can't speculate. I could say 12,000, and I do think so because it's in my charts. But when? I don't know when. I'm here to grow my money every day. I'm here to compound my money every day. And that's what I'm doing. But I do see this as a retrace. I am not longing this retrace because the trend is down. Once the trend changes in the 1 hour, maybe I'll start considering longs. But like I said earlier, we were looking at, I probably erased it, as this retracement. We were expecting this retracement, right? We also, of course, I'm always looking at the DXY, right? If you're trading, keep an eye on the DXY, on the VIX and the US 10 are opposite to crypto. So those are the three stocks that work again, like opposite to crypto. So I chart them too. And the US 10 year's been bullish. The VIX looks bullish to me, and the DXY's been creeping up too. So I do think we're in a turning point right now. I do see, also I do charts and everything. On the S&P 500, I look at a support and resistance, and we've breaking daily supports, and those are big within the Russell, within the ESPN, within S&P, and QQQ, the NASDAQ, the SPY, so, and also the total market cap, right? Total market cap, and some commodities too, right? We have the semiconductors, we have gold, we have certain indices that you want to keep in mind, because once they break their lows, most likely the market will follow, right? So yeah, right now I think this is just a retrace, and we are going to continue to the downside. That's my answer. I think this is all baloney right now. We were expecting, because nothing's going to fall straight. Just like we didn't come up straight, nothing's going to fall straight, right? We have our areas, our trend. That's a key thing to write down. It's a trend phase. It's trend, consolidation, trend, consolidation, trend, consolidation, trend, right? Then we went right back to consolidation. Now we're in a trend. Right here within this, we're going to have a nice consolidation. I'm waiting to see what it does, right? Just off the bat, I could see a possible ripsaw. This looks like a ripsaw to me. And that's back in my, video. If you see the Wyckoff video, I see a H, I see a ripsaw here, right? And if you understand the ripsaw, it'll tell you which way you're headed. The charts will give you, that's another thing. Okay, I think this is magic. Okay, right here, let's start off right here, right? We went up, right? This was my H. We consolidated. We had ripsaw. We did a ripsaw to the bottom first. The first ripsaw is gonna be your direction, your fake out direction. Consolidated, we have right here, we had a direction, a fake out, then we went up, direction. This is another consolidation area. We have a direction, consolidation, fake out, then we had the real direction, right? And even within this small little contraction area, if you are able to find those ripsaws, you're able to actually understand the code of the chart and show you what's next, right? Within this consolidation, they whipped first up. This was our little ripsaw. They whipped up first. They're telling us we're going up. Then they faked us down and we went up. Huge consolidation area. But here you go. We have, I think this one was the iffy. But, it's like those wicks tell us, okay, we're coming down. This is a lot of faking out. But for me, most of the consolidation areas, if you pay attention to them, and if you could find that ripsaw, you are able to know when the next move is coming. Just based on this area, this contraction area that's building, right? If I pull a volume profile indicator, that's another strategy. It's just I use everything. Just want to make sure. Okay, so this strategy. So this is our point of control. If you know you're in a trend phase, the smartest thing for you to do is to short above point of control, short above, RSI is high, you using it as a confluence, right? And then take your profits when you have overbought or oversold RSIs. If you look at your RSI and your consolidation area and your points of control here using the VPRs, you're able to determine, okay, I am gonna short if the RSI becomes overbought and it's above point of control, and I am gonna long if the RSI is down here, if it's oversold, if it's oversold here, I am gonna long, it's under point of control, and take your profits at point of control. That's another little strategy that I use. So, and that's a good of 5-minute scalps, because if we hit a bear market, we've been in a bear market. But
can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Your indicator for oversold and overbought, what is that called?
Are you trying to ask a question?
Yeah, did you hear me? The indicator for your oversold and overbought, what is that called?
Like my RSI? I use my RSI. Okay, yeah. And I did switch the settings.
You had a set. Okay, yeah.
And you could take a picture. I'm always sharing, like I said, in my YouTube video, I'm an educator and I want to share all my secrets with everyone. I want everyone to be able to make money in this market. And, but those are my settings for the RSI. And this is the one that I usually use. And once you find that contraction area, like I said, once you narrow it down, you're welcome. once you narrow down your contraction area, and you could throw a fixed range volume profile, right? See where's your your points of control within a smaller time frame. Like right now, tell me points of control is here. So guess what? Your RSI is overbought. Price actions above. So we're gonna come down in the 5 minute, right? And you could short till the RSA cools off. So that's another way to kind of take trades. But again, you don't want to be taking trades if you're against a major 1 hour trend line resistance or a major 1 hour, 4 hour major support or resistant trend line. That's why for me it's key to do all my TA to understand, okay, this is where the chart is. I have, the 1 hour here, I have the 4 hour. What is the most likelihood that it's gonna head here? So yeah, I do that. So yeah, I just see this as a retracement and then coming back down as the RSI cools off. Of course, if we break through this daily trend line, major resistance right now, that was major support. If we break through, we're going back up. There's no questions about it.
What is that, 23.3 or something?
24.355, I would say. Yeah, if we break this major trend line. So it's key to, just go with the flow and just one good trade a day and just try to be present and just take it and let it go. I think that's the key, take it and let it go. I do this as, it's my hobby too, so I can't let it go, but I have fun. But yeah, let me know anything else. This is what I do. This is what I do when I wish. There's so much information. What else I could show you?
On the day that you prefer to trade?
No, not at all. Not at all. But I think it's important to understand what are the times where the market opens, right? 4 hour opening candles are critical too. So if you go to your 4 hour and you have your countdown to bar, right? If 4 hour candle closes and openings are important, the daily open and close are important because that's going to guide us to our next move. But not necessarily. Like whenever I wake up, whenever I feel like it, I just open the chart. And if I'm close to the daily open, I would just wait, right? Because I want to see the daily open. That's usually when I take my trades. That's usually the time I'm available. I'm not a morning person. I'm not waking up in the morning for the stock market. Usually I'm here at 2 a.m. trading, right? So yeah, just set your settings and look at the countdown. And if you could wait for the 4 hour candle close, that's even better. 4 hours are the best. Right now we have 46 minutes for this candle to close. So if it closed under this previous candle, most likely that means the 12 EMA rejected this and we're gonna roll over, right? If it closes above our previous 4 hour candle, most likely we're gonna move up, right? Setting that range,
Would you include the wick on?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
So if it has to pass the wick in order for you to consider it as a bullish candle.
Yes, you have to consider the wicks 100%. Yeah, and I think setting your range is critical, and I think that's a game changer for a lot of people. set your range as soon as you come in. Look at the previous candle and just, okay, this is the weekly. So you know this is your weekly, just like I said, go down all the way to your daily, set your range and know that, okay, if it goes above or below, that means we're going to higher ranges, 4 hours, right? Just go with your range. In the 4 hour, we completely broke our resistance. So our next resistance for 4 hours is this candle, right? I play a lot of support and resistance with higher highs and lower lows using my indicators that I don't have here. But yeah.
Can I interrupt real quick? Is there a reason why your screen keeps going blurry?
No. Is anyone else sees my screen blurry?
It kind of intermittent for me. It goes clear and blurry, clear and blurry.
It cuts in and out.
I think it's just a connection issue.
It's probably just internet connection.
It's she's got a stream at 1440p 60 fps, so she may need to lower her settings to provide a better quality sort of.
How do I do that? How do I do that? Not a tech girl, but
yeah, it's fine. I think it's just because it's trying to perform at 1440p. So if you dropped it, I'm not sure how you change your stream settings, but I think you need to change it to like 1080p or 720. It wouldn't really matter. It'd just give you a higher quality for everybody. Okay. But yeah, something to look into in the future.
Okay,
yeah, that's great advice.
So yeah, guys. So this is the new range, and I believe we're in a ripsaw to the upside, but it made its move to the downside first. So I'm going to be considering that as part of the ripsaw, as we made this H through the Wyckoff, came down, we went up, consolidation, and we're going to come back down just based on the Wyckoff pattern. Just looking at it right now. So if you could pinpoint H's are critical. If we call them Henrys. But if you could pinpoint H's, I mean, you could right here, H. You could understand, okay, this is the beginning of a Wyckoff. Upside down H here. Okay, this is a reversal of a Wyckoff, right? So H's are big, and H's, that's how the patterns end or start. So you'll be able to know, okay, this is the ending of the Wyckoff, right? This is the beginning, and you'll be able to see if it's a reversal or we're going up or down based on that. But yeah.
I was going to ask you about the crown pattern, and there towards the end, on the end, I can't see the. Let's see. It kind of looks there towards the end, trading day, the last few hours. Well, I can't see what chart you're on. Is that a 5 minute?
This is the 5 minute.
Okay. For a macro example, the SQQQ would show a good crown. That would show, I think, a bearish crown. But the QQQ also shows a bullish crown. But that right there, that 5 minute, that looks like a crown reversal, kind of. Am I wrong, or is that the same pattern that you're seeing over here that you were just talking about?
Well, someone did point out on our group earlier that it was possible, like Adam and Eve, right? And that's the thing. That's the beauty. I'm sorry, not Adam and Eve. Oh, Adam and Eve, dry for you. Someone needs to mute themselves. This is Eve and Adam pattern.
It's Fujimo.
Yeah, Fujimo.
Please mute yourself, Fujimo, if you can hear us. I would mute him. I'm not on my computer. I'm having trouble with my server, so I can't mute him. But Clementine, can you double click on him and mute him, please?
So it could be a definitely, I'm sorry, I was thinking about a Head and Shoulders right now. Someone brought it up. I could be, no, I don't know. Very wrong. So that's the beauty about like knowing that, okay, this is a contraction phase, right? Within a contraction phase, I like to turn on this pivot highs and lows. Let me make it a 9. And then connect some trend lines within this pivot highs and low and see what pattern I could have next, right? So just concentrating on this, we have this line here. We have this, right? This could be a megaphone right here. You see it immediately. As soon as I connected those trend lines, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah. So, and that's, for me, that's so key, like to just focus on that contraction phase that you're working on right now. Understanding that, okay, we did a contraction phase, we trended down, and now we're consolidating here. So within this consolidation, there's gonna be patterns. There's gonna be the megaphone, the rising wedge. So that's why I use this higher high, lower low indicator to help me connect the trend lines and be like, okay, if I connect this looks like a megaphone, and it looks like we're just gonna roll over right now. How would I take my short, right? Just go into the 1 minute, and again, just setting that range that we were talking about. This
Good
range.
shit. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm just breaking this higher low. And then I'm able to confirm that short. But confirm, and then your stop loss will be right here at the higher high. Oh, brother. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Every day, you know, also no one's gonna give you charting time. Every day come into the chart, erase everything, and reset the charts from scratch, you know, with a new fresh perspective, no feelings at all, no nothing, no expectations of nothing. Because today I could think we're going to 12K, and tomorrow I could think we could go to 20,000, you know, to 200,000. And I think if anything, take home the 4-hour strategy that I showed you, the 1 touch, 2 touch, and how to get your target to compound your money in at peace. And resetting your charts every day that you walk in, every day.
Yeah, I would have hit, huh? Well, not quite. Yeah, I would have just fuck.
How much leverage are you using, like 10x or something, or less than that?
So when I do swings, I do small leverage when I do swing trades, because my liquidation, and I only play with 10% of my bag. I think that's important because it's all about compounding. So if you're able to play with 10%, once your bag keeps growing more and more, you're able to play with more and more money, right? So when I am swing trading, I make sure my liquidation's super far with small leverage. We're talking about like 10%, 20%, that considered small. When I'm scalping, because I'm a scalper and I go into the 1 minute at higher highs, right? I set a quick stop loss right above, and I do use high leverage. Now see how it's falling down, right? Because I know, okay, I'm gonna enter right here. I'm gonna put my stop loss right here. Also, and I think it's so important, is to have a minimum loss. I will not lose more than $20 a day. If I get stopped out more than 2 times, I'm done. Because sometimes we just have bad days, and it's not meant for us to trade. I could sit down, do my whole thorough charting, and if I get stopped out twice, I'm done for the day. If I lose more than $20, because I do use high leverage, because I am pinpointing at a certain area that I want based on all my TA. And that's why I take my time. I do my, from the monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes. I go all the way down to my 1 minute to take that trade, to be like, okay, this is what I want. So again, if I get stopped out, I've even done 60% leverage. I'm not gonna lie to you, 69. I post them on our technical analysis, not recommended, because you will get liquidated. You need to understand before you put your order, where is your liquidation? So I will do high leverage on a scalp where I have super, super tight stop loss. But when I am swing trading on a 4 hour and I want this, like, okay, I'm gonna swing trade, my leverage is gonna be low because my liquidation is gonna be way off the charts, right? My liquidation is probably gonna be higher than this, higher low. So it's important to know where your liquidation is. So my understanding and what I've been taught by my mentors is if you're gonna swing trade something, it should be lower liquidation. So lower leverage. So your liquidation is pretty far, and always use only 10% of your bag. If you're gonna scalp, you could scalp higher liquidation, but your scalping is an in and out thing, right? A scalp is not a 4 hour trade. That is not considered a scalp. If you're gonna scalp, we're talking about, 10, 20 minutes, no more than that. So you have to be ready in and out, high liquidation, quick stop loss, and go in, go out, done for the day. That's it. Right? Or I do a lot of intraday trading too, using the 15 minute, the 5 minute. I do a little bit of everything, but always being conscious of no more than 10% of my bag, no more than, a certain percent loss that I'm willing to take a day. I will not lose more than $20 a day. If I lost $20, I'm done for the day. Call it a quit, not my day. Then I start working on all my, 500 charts that I have, or planning for tomorrow, or looking at other charts, right? Because I chart all of them. So that's where I stand with leverage. You could do high leverage, but I only recommend it if you're scalping and you do a thorough chart and you are 100% of that trade, where you're gonna get in, where you're gonna get out. And that's another thing that I noticed within my trading journey is you have to set your take profit. You need to know where you're getting out. You need to, it's just jumping off a boat, right? Like, how are you going to jump without knowing how you're going to get back? Or you have to understand, if you're going to jump into a trade, okay, how are you going to get out? What's your stop? What's going to be your stop loss more than anything before you set your take profit? You need to know where your stop loss will be. You need to know. That's why I recommend this higher high, lower low indicator, because it guides me to be like, okay, I'm going to work this 1 minute. I just saw this break right here. I call it this little support, right? This is my resistance, right? And we have follow through here. We're gonna hold under this higher low and we're gonna roll over. And then I'm gonna enter, and my stop loss is gonna be right above my higher low, right? But again, that's doing your TA, doing it and knowing where your 4 hour major support and resistance are, your 1 hour major support and resistance are. But if you guys saw me from the beginning, it's so simple, it's fun. Turn on your music, vibe with your charts, and do your trend lines and take that one good trade a day. And that's what I want to teach. Like, this is if you let go of the expectations and everything else, it could be fun. It could be something that you truly enjoy. I truly enjoy this, and I'm passionate about it. That's why I want to teach everyone about it and how cool it could be. I think it's amazing. Responsible, but it's amazing. See, right now we're creating a higher low. It's going to roll over. And the 1 minute, I need the second chart. I'm so close to buying the second chart. Sometimes I'll follow it with the trend line, right? And once it my EMAs. I forgot about my 12 and 26 EMAs. I always use those 12 and 26 EMAs. Once I see price action coming back down or my 12, 26 EMA rolling over, that's another indicator for me to take a short. I look for any kind of dojis, any doji candles. Those could be signs of shorting the market too, right? We have some dojis right here, a lot of resistance, right here. So I just want to see that confluence of one more step, one more low, and just take that short. Always setting a tight stop loss. Oh, that's what I have for you guys. And I'm always updating. No, this is my TikTok, not my TikTok. My YouTube, I'm always posting every day on YouTube. Like literally from start to targets of like where to take your next ETH, where to take your next BTC, because every day things change, right? So be open to not being lost within the chart, within the noise, and just focus on what's happening right now. Pinpoint what's happening right now, not tomorrow, not in 1 hour, right now. Make your money right now and go have fun with your family, enjoy life, smile to the world, right? And yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to retire with, I'm going to retire doing this and taking that one trade a day, substituting it with my income. And this is the way to do it. Compounding and, changing your, from one trade, substituting it by hourly wage to your weekly wage to your monthly wage, and be able to take that one good trade using only 10% of your bag. Yeah.
Makes sense to me. Do we have any other questions for Awaken? Okay, so if we don't have any questions, I would like, I missed the beginning because I am having some issues. Oh, someone is typing. Let's see if there's in the chat as well.
I can finish.
But, I missed I missed the beginning because I don't know why I keep getting kicked out of Discord. I was testing I was trying to do the DJ night and testing the audio, and for some reason it's just a mess now. My settings, I have to reset everything. But I missed the beginning, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for doing this. I know you're a busy person, you have things at home, and you spending this time with us is so amazing and so grateful. And it's always good to see another female trader doing her thing. Like you said, it's a very masculine trade and field, but there's women out here who are doing the thing, and it's just beautiful to see that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And for us females, for you, everyone here, not only men, but I think we're all here because we're spiritual, because we have been aligned to be here more than anything. And for me, in the end of the day, is finding that balance, finding love within life. And if you love something, everything just follows where everything is supposed to follow. And when you find passion within you trading, or within you doing whatever you do, and doing it once a day and calling it a day and being at peace with whatever happens to the market, that's success right there, because you're able to be present with your charts. You're able to take in and do that one good trade and just move on and continue your life, continue to gaze in the sun, do whatever you want to do. But yeah, it's beautiful, and I encourage everyone to truly focus on compounding, truly focus on just there's no reason you should be in 30 trades. There's no reason you should be in 6 trades or 5 trades. If the most, I will only be in 2 trades. And usually it's only Ethereum and Bitcoin. And we have such a great group here that we share each other's information. We help each other because sometimes we don't see. And if we're all trading the same coin, imagine the power within that, right? We're all helping each other trading Bitcoin. And it's beautiful because, hey, this is a setup. Do you have this or do you see this? And, and there's so much power within all of us coming together and helping each other. And so suggest on everyone just focus on 1 or 2 coins. That's it. No more. There's no reason. The FOMO of catching that 100x altcoin should be done, right? Should not even be in mind if you're trading, right? It's about getting the best entry possible, getting the best, that one good trade a day, and that's it, and being at peace with it. Get paid, get in, get out, get paid, and move on. Tomorrow's a new day, a new opportunity for you to start all over again with a fresh new chart, with no emotions, with no commitment of where the market might or might not do. You just come in and take that trade. That's what I want to leave you with. And remember to do everything with love, because I love you guys. And I love what I do. And I'm just happy to be here and share my knowledge with you guys. So. All right, guys, I'll see the traders where we usually trade. Back to TA and charts. But yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you, DeVortex. Thank you, Clemente, for everything. And I'd love to do it again any day, anytime. Not any day, anytime, but I have so much great information. There's a lot to learn.
You can come back by popular demand. So I think there was one question in the chat. I don't know if you can just do this one question and then we'll release you.
No worries.
That I can't see the chat. I have to keep switching devices to see it. So I meant to tell you earlier, but someone wanted just for you to go over the stop losses again. How do you set your stop loss? If you could just do that real quick.
Absolutely. I'm going to remove this. So, for my stop losses. Okay. The ones, I'm going to go into my 1 hour, just because I have this trend line. Let's assume my TA for the day has been done, and I have this major 1 hour trend line here, confluence with this resistance, right? Because like I said, for you to take a trade, you need to know what you're going against, first of all. You can't just, take a long here when there's a major resistance headed your way either. So let's say I want to take a short here. What I want to do is come down to, I like to start my range within 30 minutes. 30 minutes for me are key. So we're going to set our range within our high, our previous high, right here, previous high. This is my low. I'm going to go into the 15 minutes, right? And I'm going to go into the 5 minutes, right? So right here within the 5 minutes, okay, I'm going to set a support resistance. Right off the bat, I have a high, I have a higher low that has been printed, okay? For me to take a short, right, it has to confirm so for me to take a short here, I want to see this break like it's breaking, a retest, then confirm. So this is going to create a lower high. So you want to enter at your lower high, and your stop loss, this is our stop loss, should be right above your high. Not because sometimes it double tops, right? So I've learned that right above. And because we're working with that major 1 hour resistance, there's more confluence right now to even take that short, right? And when you are scalping, let's do the 5 minute here. 1 touch, 2 touches, just right off the bat. This is our highest point, right? So we're gonna do a vertical line here. And we're gonna make our target right where it intersects. Okay, right? But we gotta be smart too, guys. If you are in profits, there's no reason your stop loss should be left up here. If you are in profits and you enter from that lower high and now you're down here, bring down your stop loss under your entry. It is rare, to be honest with you, for me to leave a position with like negative or with losses. If I don't get stopped out right away with losses, that means I'm leaving a trade with wins. Because as soon as I make that decision, okay, it's breaking here, I'm gonna allow it to break, retest, and enter. I have my stop loss there. I'm gonna watch it. We're watching it in the 5 minutes. You should be watching your trades if you're scalping. Okay, so once a break, I am gonna move. Once we hit a certain area, right, we break, retest, break, retest, break, retest, and that's just how the markets move. Move your stop loss under your entry. As soon as you're away from the zone, from the range that you have previously set, and you're pretty far away from it, and you know you're coming down, move your stop loss. Once your profit hits, take some. You don't have to take it all. I always get paid. I take 50%, but if you do the chart that like I do and know that, oh, well, next target is all the way to 1540. Why would I, if I have prime entry, why would I exit everything here? I'll get paid as I go. Set limit, take profits as you go. That's another thing, right? If you have your main, let's say 4 hour target down here, you enter and everything's flowing perfectly, get paid every time it hits one of your targets. And you could re-enter too every time it pulls back up, right? An example, it drops down, take profits, enter, take profits, enter, take profits, enter. At the same time, you are lowering your stop loss as you're moving with the trend. Continue to lower that stop loss down just a little bit, right? But enough for you to be okay with the range. So that's what I do with stop losses because I scalp, right? If I'm in profit, I will lower it 50% if it didn't hit my target yet, or put it right above the higher low or the highs. And that's what I do that's why it's critical for me to do the TA no time frames, because sometimes I just have such a great entry that I want to let it ride till my 4 hour target. And once it comes below a certain area, I'll just drop my stop loss right under my entry and go to sleep. I know nothing's going to happen. If it wicks me back up, guess what? I'm going to still wake up with profits. So I hope that helped. Yeah.
It did. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much. And, we hope that you can When you have time, of course, DM me for part 2. You can, if you want to actually have one where you just kind of talk about other things that you enjoy doing, like your shorts, which I absolutely love. I'm always scanning YouTube to watch your next short.
Yeah.
Or where do you get your
like,
music or anything you want to share?
No, you know, this is my thing. I just love charting. It's my artwork. I'm truly passionate about it. I truly enjoy it, and I'm motivational. I think everyone should get a little bit of motivation. Sometimes we forget, and I'm at the point in my life that I'm done hiding. I'm done not being me. So that's why I do my shorts, and I try to. This is me. Just show my face and speak my truth about my passion, my life, and how hard life is. Life is not easy. And I just want people to know that they're not alone in this journey, more than anything. But trading is my thing. I don't have much to share. Just trading is my thing, and I just want to show you guys that. And yeah. I was so nervous. I'm good now. All right, guys. I think we're done. I'm gonna thank you so much for everything. Much love. I'll see you guys in the TA and chat room. Much love.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.